and I'll continue that on another program because it's very important. It's important that get that, and hopefully y'all get the keynotes because at the end of the day, we can end up like Marcellus Williams. It's no justice nowhere for us. Um, if you had so much as even the prosecutor, the one that put him in this situation, um, plead for a reversal of him to not get killed, then America still turned their back on this man. Joe Biden should even pardon him, you know. But justice system is not for Black Americans as we get ready to wrestle with racism. It's a lot of things to get into. Um, Black American fans who are raccoons, Rhea Ripley being racist as hell, AEW, the lack, I think they showing their ass now, um, with Swerve Strickland not being there. You know, where are the Black American wrestlers? The last program I had broke down the pay-per-view since Triple H came into power and how many Black Americans were on there. You could check that it's very light on the pepper, especially for the Black American men. They just been kind of waving out two women. At first, they was just waving out Bianca. Then Naomi came along and they kind of waved her out a little bit, and then they got Jade Cargill and just kind of lumped all them together and just been waving them out, But we're going to get to the pandering and the Triple H as well. Um, Let me start on AEW right quick. I might as well start with that. So I'm going to go for the pay-per-views of this year. And I'm actually going to go back just a little bit further because this pay-per-view was held on December 30th. So I'm going to start with AEW World End. That was the name of the pay per view in 2023, December 30th. As to where, and I'm going to count how many foundational Black Americans wrestled on the program and how many non mixed foundational Black American wrestlers wrestled on the program. And before I start this, I want to let you all know that this was the elevation of Swerve Strickland. This was the elevation of Swerve Strickland. This was Swerve Strickland. This is the time to where white folk were sitting up here saying, "Oh, you niggers can shut up because Swerve Strickland is going to win the AEW championship." And I was like, no, he wasn't. He not gonna win. They not gonna give it to him. And then I started to feel it a little bit, that he was gonna win it. And then, we're gonna get all that in a second. We're going to see if this leads to progression for Black Americans overall since Swerve Strickland acquired the AEW championship. With these pay-per-views, I'm going to read off. This was a couple of months before he won it. So we're going to see where they were before Swerve Strickland won the championship, and we're going to see where they are leading up to this day. All right? All right. AEW World's End. Jay Lethal lost an eight-man tag team match. In the eight-man tag team match. Okay, so that was just a bunch of white or probably Japanese people or whatever. He was the only Black American in the match. All right. He lost that, by the way. Swerve Strickland, who was supposed to face Keith Lee, beat Dustin Rhodes, the crackhead. I'm not saying that he smoked crack now, but once a drug addict, always a drug addict, right? Um, and what the hell is Keith Lee? Where is Keith Lee at? Because I don't see nothing saying that he injured or none of that shit. Do anybody know where Keith Lee is? Is he still with AEW? Is he currently signed with NXT? Is he signed with the WWE? Where the hell is Keith Lee? It's crazy how he just faded up out the way. But anyway, um, Powerhouse Hobbs lost in a 8-man tag team match, another scramble match, and he was the only Black American in there. So far they only had 3 Black Americans in um AEW World in the last pay-per-view of AEW in 2023. It is the very last pay-per-view, and they had 3 Black Americans in losing efforts. Okay. So AEW, I'm sorry, they had 2 in losing efforts, and they had Swerve Strickland beat a 77-year-old man. All right. So now we got AEW Revolution. That's to where Powerhouse Hobbs lost once again in the 8-man scramble match. I guess to where every man for themselves, and it may have been 8 of them. Swerve Strickland lost a triple threat match for the AEW Championship, and it's not just the fact that he lost; it wasn't even the main event. All right. Um, but those were the only 2 Black American representation in the from that month to the next. And notice the decline from 3 to 2, and notice that the loss column is still the same. It's 2. This time is no wins. So the next pay per view after that was AEW Dynasty, and the total amount of Black Americans, um, was Swerve Strickland, the only one. But hey, he won the AEW World Championship. So let's see where that progression go from there, right? The next one after that was AEW Double or Nothing. That's to where they have Mercedes Monet, who is mixed, and she beat Willow Nightingale, who is a Guyanese and a white woman. I'm sorry, Mercedes Monet is mixed with Black American and white. So she's in the mixed column. This is her first appearance in the mixed column, and Willow Nightingale is not a Black American at all. Um, and Swerve Strickland defeated Christian for the AEW Championship. And here's the thing about that: it wasn't in the main event. So, just to keep everything in context from here, right quick, you got Swerve Strickland, right? Who white folk continue to tell me for the longest, oh, nigger, you better hold on because he's going to win the AEW Championship one day. You better believe he's going to win the AEW Championship one day. You've got to freaking believe. And I'm like, okay, goddamn. I don't necessarily believe you, but we're gonna see what's up. And then when it came close to him, winning the championship, I could see Tony Khan bullshit. Okay, you just trying to pander, you trying to get a TV deal. The people been yelling at you racist and all this shit because of things such as Big Swole and Leo Rush and how you handled Sonny Kiss and how you handled Jonathan Gresham and how you handled your roster just shrinking with the Black Americans and just you having them jobs like Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. They job on Collision or Rampage all the damn time. You know your racial mistreatment toward Black Americans, and You try to sit up here and throw out the mixed people, the whack ass Anthony Bowens, and actually Anthony Bowens is pretty good, but he's got two attachments to him. He's mixed with white, and he's also a fruit ball, and he proudly speaks for fruit ball issues, but he don't speak for Black American issues. It doesn't match up, I should say. There's no equality in which he speaks on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you also, and then Max Caster, his mother is white. And he grew up in white society, and he's a white boy. He lame as shit, and they trying to pass him off as, well, he wanted to take his titles. No, that whites get the credit too. So what the hell? No, that's not the fucking same to me. I'm sorry. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. I don't see these motherfuckers stumping for it. But let me continue. You also have. Let me turn this down right quick. You also have. So those who were the only two, you had one and a half people representing us at Double or Nothing: Swerve Strickland and Mercedes Monet. Forbidden Door, which I want to get into Forbidden Door real quick because Forbidden Door seems to be more true than people give it credit for. Yeah, Frankie, I'm gonna spread my wings and I'm gonna tell all I see. Man, rest in peace, Frankie Beverly. The previous fact of Forbidden Doors, I'm gonna tell this that I see. The last 2 years, this is the third installment that they had this year. The previous 2 years, do you all know how many foundational Black Americans wrestled on these programs in total? The actual pay per view? None. Zero. So, how many wrestled in 2024? Let's see what type of progression they make. In 2024, Forbidden Door, the acclaimed, both mixed with white, lost in a trios match. Another multi-man match, and Mercedes Monet, who's also mixed with white, won a match. As Swerve Strickland, who is a foundational Black American, and this is his very first main event after so many championship matches and championship wins and stuff. This is his very first main event, and he beat Will Ospreay. Now, white folk is gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, see, nigger, I told you. Why are you so against AEW? I told you it's progression for AEW." And I'm like, well, Will Ospreay came out a couple of days after that match and said that he only, let Swerve Strickland beat him to show that he wasn't going to be his opponent for All In. He tried to kill some rumors, like kayfabe. Is just that fucking dead. Like it's buried. Like he came on and said that, which further weakened Swerve Strickland, at least to the Black IWC. White folk can kiss my ass if they say that that's progression. If you're going to sit up here and give us charity, as if Swerve Strickland did not earn that championship. He didn't work his ass off, and y'all just wanted him to, just give it up. It's all good. Y'all can't tell me that AEW isn't a racist organization because I'm proving it right here tonight. Also, on AEW All In. Now this is their big event. This is where they supposedly get 20, 30,000 people at a time and shit in one stadium and shit in London. You know, amongst their people, white people. Um, Let me see, natural whites. Um, in All In, there was the Acclaimed, who was in the mixed three-way tag team match again. Another mixed three-way tag team match and shit. And Mercedes Monet again, the mixed, and Swerve Strickland again, the loss. And by the way, the Acclaimed lost as well. And Swerve Strickland lost that All In. Now I gotta admit that it was a good sight to see Swerve Strickland in that setting, but that's all that his championship reign was for. They didn't do shit for him. They didn't put any type of effort behind Swerve Strickland championship reign whatsoever. Okay, so to move on to the pay per view, I think this was like a week or two ago. All Out as the only Black Americans that wrestled on there. Sasha Banks, I'm sorry, Mercedes Monet, mixed, won her match again, and Swerve Strickland lost his match again. This was back to back pay per views on back to back weeks. He lost to Adam Page. And I know that they going through their feud and all this other different shit. And Swerve Strickland beat him like two or three times or some shit like that. And that's cool, but these losses is just, and that you did, as you can see, there was no progression. Um with Black Americans. Where are the Black American women? Where are the non-mixed Black American women? Like I said, it always have to be some type of attachment. Now, hey, we can have some love for our half sisters. We can have some love for them if they got some love for us. Do they show love with us? I don't see Mercedes Monet hanging with foundational Black Americans. I always see her posted up with white folk, and I'm not talking about her coworkers. So I'm not talking about Naomi and then all that different shit. But it's just few and far in between. But when she posts all this other different shit on her Instagram and stuff, you don't see her hanging with foundational Black Americans. She don't fuck with us. She not in the backyard listening to Frankie Beverly right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to sit up here and tell me that there's progression. Because there is no progression for Black American tag teams. Black American tag teams are getting their ass beat left and right. Private Party has been there since the beginning or something like that. They might have came in the year after, sometime within that time frame, and they're getting their ass beat left and right. And fucking private the Martin brothers, they mix with something. I don't know what they mix with, but apparently they have some black in them. I don't know if they Black American or not. So I just don't know. So I just can't even count them right now. But they not doing shit with them. They losing all over the goddamn place. And before House Hobbs was hurt, he wasn't doing a damn thing. So how is there any progression for any Black Americans in AEW? There is no other Black American that can step up for a mid card championship or a tag team championship, right, or a world championship right now. And to be honest with you, with MJF and Okada and Kenny Omega coming back and fucking Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson and Samoa Joe and goddamn what the hell is his name? You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Adam Cole and goddamn Jay White and all them. Or with all these people lined up, all the white folk favorites. Notice that no Black Americans is white folk favorites. And even Black American wrestling fans don't have no Black American favorites beyond Swerve Strickland in AEW. But y'all telling me that Swerve Strickland is gonna get the championship. They're gonna cater to their whites first. They're gonna make sure that they cater to their whites first. Swerve not getting it back. And the only reason that he got the shit is because in a quick 4 month span, It was exactly 4 months. In a quick 4 month span, maybe at 4 months and a couple of days more or less. In a quick 4 month span, y'all have these people lose. You have this man lose the championship with no other potential time frame. You can't give me a time frame to when you think he's going to have a championship, right? But you're going to continue to tell me that he held the championship. I'm sorry, that's not progression. That's not progression enough. Okay, get that better going on. So for me to move on, um, and then you move on to tonight. So okay, so now Swerve Strickland has been out for a couple of weeks. Swerve Strickland has been out for a couple of weeks, and he there hasn't been any Black Americans wrestling on Dynamite. They had Queen Amelia and shit. They just throw her out. Oh, there's no nigger here. Let's find this bitch and pull her out and put her on Dynamite out the blue. No, Athena, they're not putting her on there and none of that shit. She can't be there. And you know what? By the way, I do want to say something about Athena right quick, but I'm gonna stick on topic real quick. Um, let's look at tonight's card. Oh shit! I ain't saved the card. Damn, I got so many other people commenting. I forgot to mute this damn shit. My bad. Let me just try to find it right quick. All right, here we go. Grand Slam. Brian Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. The Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Um, Hook versus Roderick Strong. John Moxley versus Darby Allin. Mariah May versus Tuka Sakari. And then Prince Nana is going to explain where Swerve Strickland at, which Swerve Strickland might, show up tonight or whatever. So that's probably going to be the only Black American representation that we have. I mean, that's what we have advertised. So, white folk, don't sit up here and tell me that AEW isn't a racist organization. When I got to sit up here and just rely on one foundational Black American, one good Negro. He play by the rules, and he don't talk about race, and he think that black women ugly, and all this other different shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up here and tell me that AEW isn't racist when you got this Time token. That's tokenism. That's nothing more than tokenism. And then you want to bring out all these mixed people to try to sit up here and think that everything is okay. Oh, we just got to look at these people as black. No, I look at them as white. Take responsibility for your people. Why the fuck y'all got to just continue to sit up here and throw y'all people on us? We are not the same. And if y'all gonna sit up here and they don't associate themselves with black Americans, and it shows, then no, would they? I mean, what the hell? We would that's not representation for us. When you got black American women like Athena, Y'all claim that she doing better work than any other any other person in the business right now. Why the fuck don't y'all put her on there? I bet you she better than that Britt Baker bitch. And this card suck anyway. And apparently this is supposedly the 5-year anniversary of AEW, so this shows you exactly where Black Americans stand in AEW. We're down there non-existent. We are declining. Tony Khan is a racist. Tony Khan is a racist, anti-black, white supremacist. Same thing with WWE. Same thing with Triple H. Triple H is an anti-black, racist, white supremacist. And he's trying to pander to us right now because of all the pressure that we putting down on Black Americans. I mean, I'm sorry, all the pressure that Black Americans, wrestling fans, is putting down on Triple H. Ever since, pretty much SummerSlam, people started to notice before. But I broke down on my last video the lack of Black Americans that wrestled on these pay-per-views, Black American men specifically that wrestled on these pay-per-views. And usually when white folk want to sit up here and tell me that Triple H isn't racist, they tend to go all the way down to NXT to try to find some success. And that's where they've been moving the Street Profits around. And they had a good showing on SmackDown. But all they're doing is just becoming a punching bag for the bloodline, you know. But I guess we could stop bitching about it yet. The fact that they haven't been on pay per view and shit. And they sit up here and say that, it was an article that came out, and I don't know if he said this for real or not. I hope he didn't throw my brother under the bus. But of course, apparently Montez Ford said that he didn't want to break up the Street Profits because he feels sorry for Angelo Dawkins. Well, why do he got to feel sorry for Angelo Dawkins when they are both competitors? Is it the fact that two Black American men cannot have success in the WWE at the same time? White American wrestling fans are afraid of that. I'm sorry, not just white American wrestling fans, all white folk are afraid of that. How often and how long and when was the last time and how long was the stretch and what's the degree of success have multiple Black American men and women had at one time? White folk is gonna sit up here and talk about the hurt business. What? Tell me about the hurt business. Tell me about Shelton Benjamin and uh, Cedric Alexander championship ring, tag team championship ring. Off the top of your head, you can't. And you want to sit up here and talk about a Jamaican and Big E being Intercontinental champion and Apollo Cruz, who is Nigerian or something, being a Ugandan or something, being a goddamn U.S. champion or some shit like that. Y'all want to sit up here and throw these goddamn tethers out. Oh, befit me. See, there's Black Americans that's declining. I can't see them making Trick Williams a success on the WWE roster. I can't see them moving Carmelo Hayes faster. I'm sorry, not faster. Moving him further than where they are moving him now. Sure, he may be a multiple time intercontinental champion or some shit like that. But they're not going to do anything to elevate his character. They haven't done anything to elevate Bianca Belair. And they're going to use Bianca Belair. They're going to use Jay. They're going to use Bianca Belair to elevate Jade, and then they're going to throw Bianca Belair away. We talked about that on another program as well. Because she's that tether, we've been hanging on to Bianca Belair's success. We've been hanging on to her. Hold on, man. God damn. Here. All right, go on. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So we got we've been holding on to Bianca Belair's success as much as we've been holding on to Swerve Strickland's success. These are the only people we've been having to depend on for success. And white folks say that there isn't a problem. No, we got to get out of that mindset. Either Triple H can admit that he's a racist, anti-black, white supremacist and let our people go, or he can integrate us properly in every aspect of the business, in front of the camera and behind it, creatively, producers, cameramen, executives, every level, multiple ones in every level. There should be multiple Black American success in the WWE like there is multiple Japanese success. There should be multiple successes in the WWE like there is multiple um, Hispanic success, like there is multiple white success, and like there is multiple Samoan success. And I had this, I guess she a Pan Africanist or something. This all lives matter lady. This everybody, this goddamn black lady. Everybody black. So this, white folk got African in their DNA, so they black. One drop rule as lady or some shit. I don't know. Uh, Try to tell me that Asian Samoans and all of them is black, like us. Like I want to know how people is defining black, because I make it clear when I say Black Americans, foundational Black Americans or Native Black Americans, I may say one and the same. Because we are natives to this country, we are Black Americans are found the foundation of this country. That's the forming or a base. And we are, we've been here a lot longer than a lot of white folk, and definitely any other ethnic group that have come to this country. Um, and there's a lot more to that that meets the eye, and a few people actually read things that white folk have tried not to let you read, and you'll get a greater understanding. You got to know that these people are truly devils. You know what I'm saying? They are. They're never going to be nice to you, no matter how nice to you they are to you in front of your face. And actually, they will be nice to you in front of your face because they know that they have a whole system that's going to keep your people as a people in one place till they choose to rid of them, which is what we're facing right now. But I'm not going to get ready to go there right now. So I asked this lady, I said, you know what? So, you know what? Because she been bugging me about the shit, and I invited her on the program. I invited her a couple of times, and she refuses to come talk to me because I'm not about to sit up here. This is YouTube, and go through every goddamn comment and comment. And just keep, saying, when my position is clear. If you want to love, accept, and bring in all black, all melanated people and stuff, that's cool. But you can't hate me for being pro Black American first. I'm pro melanin. I'm just pro Black American first. Our people need to be taken care of at home first. How can we strengthen the people? Ma'am, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. How can we strengthen the people? You understand what I'm saying? When we as ourselves as a people is not strong first. We can't go out to Haiti and help Haitians with their problems out in there. country. We can't go out to Jamaica and go help them with their problems in their country that they're having with their country. You know that they're having them. White supremacists is a global institution, and they got a hold of that shit. And the same thing out in South Africa, and the same thing out in Nigeria, and the same thing out in Ghana and all places of Africa. Then Asian people going out there whooping their ass, ma'am. How you gonna sit up here and tell me that we as all can help one another when we as a people are not strengthened to help ourselves? We didn't have the ability to go help our brother, pull him out of that situation. Man, you probably wouldn't even have been in the situation of being in the death penalty had Black Americans been able to take care of our own. Whatever charges he had before, whatever prison time he's done before, maybe that may not have happened if Black Americans have had the ability to take care of their own without white interference anyway. But we're still trying to survive for ourselves in America. Why in the hell should I have to have some people? And you got to understand, I mean, you say that you travel worldwide and talk to these people. You know, these people don't fuck with us. You know, these people don't give a fuck about us. Mass majority of them don't. They talk greasy to us. And I know that I talk to these people in person. I know. Are you in a kata? But anyway, and you know who I'm talking to. But anyway, you know, so no, and so I asked this lady. She's a sweet girl. If that's a lady, I don't know. But this is, it's a sweet person. Come in, respectful and stuff. I don't, they're not hostile or none of that stuff. We're able to have a great conversation. I'm just on two different sides of the fence, and that's why I can interact with that. You know, uh, because some people probably do lack understanding. And, like I said, I'm more clear cut, but some people still may not get it. I'm just not about to continue to waste too many times, especially. See, Frankie Beverly didn't know when to hit that shit, especially the morning after. But anyway, after the morning after, I should say, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me move on right quick. So I asked this lady, I said, ma'am, like, so let's say that, 'cause she was talking about Damian Priest and all the people of color that's having success, all the dark skinned people of color, Indian, Hindu people, like the Hindu referee or whatever, or, whatever, you know. Um, she gonna sit up here and try to tell me. No, I asked her. I said, how do you feel if there were no Black Americans? But you call all these people black, like I guess you mean like they supposed to be Black Americans or something. You mean melanated people? How would you feel if all these melanated people, dark skinned people, represented us and there was no Black Americans that represented us? And this person would say, oh, I'll accept it. Gotta love black people somewhere, I'll accept it. Bitch, please. You don't go on somewhere. So yeah, until she changed her funky mindset, then that's the last little response that she gonna get from me. I don't, I'm clear cut. I'm not wrong for that. Having a love for my people. Me having a love for my people is not hate, but I'm bringing these facts out. Like they are declining in this business. When technically in 2024 they should have multiplied tenfold. And you know who don't like Black Americans? Rhea Ripley racist ass. Rhea Ripley racist ass. Rhea Ripley um liked a couple of tweets a couple of years ago about niggers and trash cans and some shit and back to the hood and all this other different shit. I don't feel like pulling that shit up now. It's all over the internet. You can find it for yourself. And my thing is, people say that she changed and all this other different shit. We don't know what mindset. She think that shit funny. If you thought that shit funny, more than likely she think that shit is true across the board. And you can't sit up here and tell me that people grow. This is things that was instilled in her by her parents, her grandparents, her friends, her uncles, aunties, anybody who she associated with. You cannot say that there is not a probability that a vast majority of white folk families are racist and instill their racist abilities into their children. And this is the ability that she has, and she had to clean up her image because of the field that she's in. She's in professional wrestling, and I think she did some MMA before, and maybe some modeling or porn or some shit. I don't know what the bitch did. But all I know is that she racist. You don't grow out of being racist. When you have views and it's honest and true, you know, that shit don't change overnight. And sincerity, like, Phil Lewis. There's some black people shit now. It's white folk. I told y'all not invited anyway. A person can apologize. And mind you, Rhea Ripley did not apologize. She never apologized. I don't even believe that she's ever addressed the shit. Even though it viraled out a few times over the years. But yet she continued to get success. Tiffany Stratton continues to get success. This is things that white folk get away with. But there's just, the person that stuck Odyssey Jones on the internet. And this man lost his damn job. You know, no matter what a black man, you know. When we sit up here and talk about separation, you sit up there and say that that's preaching hate. But when you sit up there and say love the white man, try to integrate with the white man, you accuse him of getting up too close on him too soon. So like Martin Luther King, you sick dogs on him and fire hoses and shit. So this just shows you the hypocrisy of the American white man. When you get too close to him, he accuse you of drawing up on him too soon. And when you try to get away from him, he accuse you of hate. You just a fucking like what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And you got to do some freaky Diddy shit. And then that's another thing, man. That's messed up with Diddy, man, because he ain't even do shit. And the thing is, they ain't say nothing in court or none of that shit. I mean, like, they ain't charge him guilty of none of that shit. And everybody got their judgment that he's guilty. I don't believe that he's a front flight risk. He knew that there was going to be an arrest at some point, and he never fled the country. But my thing is, there's so many white folk that get away with these things on a daily basis. These people are in high positions to do these things on a daily basis. And y'all hunkered down on black Americans. I noticed, there's very few black Americans in America, and it seems like y'all going at the Diddy. There's been rumors of y'all going at the Jay-Z. Y'all went at the Bill Cosby. Y'all went at the Kanye West. This is a brother that was a billionaire, one of the first, actually, he may have been the first black American male billionaire. That he died at 50. They killed that man. You know what I'm saying? They know when to take people off. Black American man can only go so far. And that was the point of me reading that part of the Fall of America earlier in the program this week. It's very important because, like, It's very important because if you haven't noticed, we lost the ability to fight. The white man came upon his freedom and salvation through freedom or death. If you're not willing to die for your freedom, you're gonna be a slave forever. That's the truth. But I'm not gonna get into that right now as we wrestle with racism. Welcome to Wrestling with Racism, by the way, where we wrestle with racism every day of our lives. I could keep forgetting to say that shit. I'm trying to brush it up and I'm trying to stop cussing and shit, but that's what it be sometimes. White folk is a motherfucker. Trying to wrap your mind around all this damn shit, it's some bullshit. White folk just need to stop. Let black Americans live freely. We don't have to live together. Integration is one of the worst things to happen to us, and that's what weakened us even more as a people. I'll say that. But Rhea Ripley don't give a fuck about black Americans. She just getting her money. Nor is she supposed to give a fuck about black Americans. That's the thing. We need to stop trying we need to equalize the WWE roster because black American children watch this and they sit up here idolizing these white folk just to find out 20, 30 years down the line that they fucking racist. That's gotta end somewhere. That's gotta end somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Why not now? I say withdrawals. But for the sake of black wrestling fans, just bring it up some more. I challenge the WWE over the next year to bring in 7 black American men on Raw and SmackDown apiece and 7 black American women. White folk will lose their goddamn mind. Let me see. Anything else wrestling related? Anything else wrestling related? I do gotta cut this short, and because I am going to do a part 2 this weekend just to catch up. Um, because I had 2 weeks off. I am going to do a part 2, so I am going to cut this short. But I do want to address one more thing: Kamala Harris and um, Donald Trump. Like, it's getting close to it, y'all. There are other candidates. Everybody, y'all just look into Dr. Cornell West. Go to his website, drcornellwest.com. I'm not trying to swindle y'all on nothing, but he is another candidate. That's why I say you could just read up on the brother for yourself and see what policies he's trying to work with. We don't have to be stuck in this two-party policy. Because at the end of the day, you got this crazy ass white man, Donald Trump, that's going to kill us, and you got this crazy ass Indian Jamaican woman that's trying to kill us. Y'all go ahead. I'm about to pin it back up here. The ballot or the bullet. Watch that speech before you choose who you vote for. And remember, you do have the ability to write in anybody that you want to. But after the election, I'm going to have a serious talk with Black Americans on exclusive episodes of Wrestling and Racism. In the meantime, I'm about to get up out of here. Just recognize that we are one.